All right, what is up? So I'm just waiting a few minutes for Metal Force Comics to come join us. And let's see. All right. It's kind of stopping and started my video. Oh, I think we're good. So waiting a few minutes for Metal Force Comics and Red Hulk Dad to come join. I'm very excited about both of them. This is just going to be a complete breakdown video of the Batman, the Flash, and Black Adam. Because clearly DC likes to put "the" in their movie titles now. 2 for 3. The Peacekeeper, or Peacemaker, whatever, I can't remember. Drawing a blank there. But most importantly is that I said to all you guys in the chat, thank you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure having you guys every single time we do this. Where did you guys go? There we are. Something just weird happened. Like close my screen and then open my screen. But anyways, I think we're good now. All right, so thank you, Tales of Grails and Comics, or Tales of Grails Comics and Collectibles, and thank you, Cray Cray for Comics. And joining us for the first time today is Metal Force Comics. Make sure you go check out his podcast.
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Good, good. How's it going for you?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Awesome. Man,
so
you up early, bud.
Yeah, I know. I got kids, that's why.
Oh, okay. Got you, man.
Yeah, my daughter's been up since about 7, well, actually probably 6 o'clock. And then my son had a sleepover at his grandmother's today. So luckily, he's actually over there still sleeping when he stays home. He's bright and early, but
Okay.
apparently when he's there, he's not. He's so whatever. All good. And I guess he wants to be up with me more than anything.
Cool.
But
Man,
so
what's up?
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, man, yesterday, dude, DC fans, that was awesome.
I don't think we were ready for that. Like seriously.
No, we weren't. I was hoping to see a little bit more of Black Adam, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it for now.
I'm surprised that we saw more of Black Adam than we did of Flash.
You know what? That's true. I agree with that.
Reverse that. More of Flash than we did of Black Adam. I thought that Flash was going to be like a very small snippet, especially with Ezra's like joking around at the beginning.
Right. You know,
and
I thought
then Black Adam was like a 30-second trailer.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna show the whole costumes this time. They just showed like little glimpses of them. I thought it was still cool, but I'll take it for now.
For sure. So what did you like best? Like out of everything that we saw yesterday, what was that like big piece, that big takeaway for you?
Oh, dude, that Batman trailer. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna be bandwagoning right now, but dude, that trailer was amazing. And it wasn't short. I thought we were gonna get like a 1 minute video or something, maybe 2 minutes. Dude, awesome. What about you?
100%. Like the Batman trailer for me was a bit of it. I watched about it with Robert Pattinson being Batman, and she sees the Riddler question mark in the cup and goes, "Finally!"
Yeah, that was fucking cool. I like how they do that. I guess he does some type of video he sends or something to the news.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool too. It reminded me of The Dark Knight. Remember when the Joker does that?
100%. It was definitely one of those trailers where it's like, okay, I see what you're doing here, and I'm actually really excited about this.
Dude, it's supposed to be like 3 hours long. I don't know if you knew about that.
Yeah. I saw that yesterday, like when I was looking up stuff about it, and that they were estimating the runtime being 3 hours. I'm like, okay, how do you do a 3-hour Batman movie? And I'm really excited that you're doing a 3-hour Batman movie.
Yeah. You're not lying. Man. But so that tells me, how long is the actual movie though? Because you know there's cuts.
Yeah.
Like an extended cut version. Ooh. That'd be cool if they do that.
The only thing about the machine gun scene in the tunnels, I'm like, okay, this Batman is like rigged with armor, like a tank armor. Like,
oh yeah, that was awesome, dude. That was so awesome. Does he have like some type of tasers in his hat and his gloves or something?
I believe so, yeah.
Because I saw he shot one guy, but he didn't like activate it or anything. You know, you would think utility belt or something, but he just straight up grabbed him and just started shocking him. I thought that was cool, man.
So, and we're getting Riddler as the main villain. There's going to be Joker, like
Joker confirmed.
The gang, well, the Joker gang.
Okay.
Because they had the painted faces.
True.
So I don't know if they'll bring in the Joker eventually or what. And then is that Bertoli?
Yeah.
Is that one of the, okay. Because
isn't that a Catwoman's dad, if I'm not mistaken?
Man,
I can't remember, but I know one of her dads. Her dad is like a crime boss.
Yep.
Oh man,
and
dude.
That scene was amazing too. Him appearing out of the Batmobile. I love this Batmobile.
You know, it got so much hate though because it was so simple, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Like this is the grassroots of Batman. This is where he started. And in the trailer, we get to see the detective side of him, which is something we've never really seen in the modern age of movies with Batman. True. Like he's actually going to start being the world's greatest detective. And
I think that's what everybody's been wanting.
Yeah. And that's why I'm excited that it's 3 hours, because to take down the Riddler and to figure out his master plan and to do all that is not a quick movie.
No, no, it's not. Definitely not a Venom 2 style. You need a good 3 hours for that storyline. What was your favorite shot from the whole trailer?
That's tough. I would definitely say the Batmobile. I think that
Dude,
was
yes,
the big one. And him walking away from the Batmobile with the explosion in the background where it cuts to the title.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. See, and that's what I thought too, Legion, was they did kind of look like skulls. I'm not convinced they're Joker people, but based on what I've seen before, like in DC's older stuff, when they did a Joker gang, that's what it reminded me of.
Man. So I'm curious, is like, so does he get caught at the beginning, the middle of the movie? Remember that's how the trailer starts?
Yeah. I think he's gonna get caught at the beginning. I think that's how it's gonna start off. And he's going to want to draw Batman out and figure out, and that's going to be all part of his massive plan, is to draw the Batman out and to get him to be just on the edge, because the more that you can be on the edge, the more you challenge the detective side.
Right. Dude, and this guy's just running through bullets and stuff, man, not giving a care. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely, it's one of those trailers where it really challenges you to pick out like different little things, because there's so much happening. All of the explosions, the bullets, the different type of shots that we're getting, and it wasn't really like what we've seen from Batman in the past, where it's like a bunch of different special effects. It was very like street level hero style, and I love that. Like, I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm not a huge comic Batman fan. I've never really read a Batman comic that I've been able to really dive into and be like, yes, I love this. But Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight, the Batman, like all of that Christian Bale stuff was, and that was amazing. I'm just hoping that they continue.
Oh, they're gonna continue, man. No doubt. I'm expecting at least 3 movies. For sure.
Yeah.
Is he gonna glide more? I think there's a shot when he's gliding.
I'm hoping. I think that would definitely be worth it.
I'll totally be down for that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So what about the Flash?
Flash, I'm not as excited about. I have to be honest. I'm not a fan of Ezra Miller. After
the jokester?
No, I've never liked his movies. And so I watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them last night because he's in that.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I want to see a different movie that he's in, because I've seen him in DC for quite some time. It's been a while since I've watched something else. And I guess like that whole choking out the girl left a bad taste in my mouth, because I'm like, okay, any other studio probably would have fired him right then and there. So I don't like that DC didn't even like comment on it. Like, they didn't take action on it at all.
Right. That's
and true. Then on top of that, like he's so whiny in the original. I think it's Batman vs Superman. When we first see him in Justice League, he joins the Justice League because I need friends. Like, I know that's like the script and stuff, but like he could have delivered it so much better. And then the way that it kind of develops and whatnot, I can't get behind it, I guess is the best way to put it. And the way that he's developed the Flash and started this whole idea of the Flash being this goofy guy, like that was never the Flash I grew up with. Yes, he's goofy, but
I do agree with
a jokester. Like he's a confident goofy guy.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah, he has an awkward energy.
He is, dude. Just like how do you say his last name? Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor. Dude, I hated it, and I still hated it. I still hate it to this day. That was such a waste. They could have gone somebody better to do it.
Legion, I know no one's firing Amber Heard, and honestly, I agree that she should be, but at the same time, that's a different scenario because it's a divorce case and stuff. I honestly think that should have been left out of the media. Like, we don't need to know your business all up in your divorce. But when you choke out a girl on screen,
that was...
like on a video drunk, that's a problem.
Yeah. Man, that's true. They never really said anything about it. They just swept it under the table and that was it.
Yeah.
Man, I just thought about that. Oh, wow.
Like, DC was on the verge of firing Amber. They were very close to doing it, from what I understood. And they didn't sweep it under the rug at all.
No, I was talking about the Ezra Miller one.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm saying, like, with Amber, they didn't sweep it under the rug, but Ezra, they did. Is that because they're worried about offending someone because Ezra is trans? I don't know. Like, are they looking to fit that niche?
You're right. I don't know what they be thinking sometimes, man. Oh man, what about the games? You excited for the games?
I'm excited for the games. They remind me a lot of the Arkham Knight games, or the Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Batman games. Very similar in style, and they look fun. They look like they're going to be a blast to play, and I'm really hoping that they don't fall into that. We're trying to do too much in too short a time span, and the quality of the game goes down. Kind of like what happened with Avengers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Man, I hope not. Which one are you more excited for, though? Suicide Squad or Gotham Knights?
Definitely Suicide Squad. Gotham Knights, when I saw the title, the trailer last year, was just kind of And
I mean, to me, it was too flamboyant, man. I don't know. Just all the neon lights and all that stuff. I'm just like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yep.
So
it's Gotham. Gotham should be dark.
Yeah.
Keep the darkness there. You can be lighter everywhere else, lighthearted, like everything. But Gotham should be dark. Like, everything we know about Gotham is just darkness. Like, it's born in darkness. It's born out of hatred for each other and whatnot. And that's why Batman is such a good hero, because he is darkness. Like, he's vengeance. He's the Dark Knight. Like, come on.
Yeah, true. What about that new Batgirl movie that's coming out on HBO Max and the Blue Beetle? What's your thoughts on that?
So I didn't see the Blue Beetle one yet. The Batgirl one I'm very excited about. I really think that we have been waiting way too long to get a Batgirl movie and a Batman Beyond movie. I think if DC wants to go anywhere, they need to stop just rebooting these characters that they've been doing for the past 2 decades and start moving into characters that just haven't gotten their just due yet. Like Supergirl in the Flash movie. Supergirl should not be a sidekick to the Flash.
Yeah.
Like, she should have her own movie. And DC shouldn't be afraid to put her in a skirt. Like, that was a whole other thing. Why is DC or WB, whatever, whoever you want to blame, why are they doing so many heroes in the Flash movie? And why are there 2 Flashes? And like, that was one of the things about it.
Dude, that tripped me out. I was watching and I was like, who's that in the background? And I was like, oh my God, no.
I was watching Eric Voss on New Rockstars, and he was saying that maybe, and this would be a weird way to take it, Ezra Miller's Flash going back in time creates the Flashpoint paradox, and Ezra Miller becomes his own Reverse Flash. So no longer Eobard Thawne, but kind of like what they did with Savitar in the Flash TV show.
Right.
Which I'm not a huge fan of, because I really love Eobard Thawne's character and wanting to be exactly like the Flash. Right. But if they do it right, it could really look great on screen, or it could set up Savitar later on if Reverse Flash is different.
Right. I agree on that. Interesting. I didn't think about that. I don't know, but I'm like you. I'm not too much fan of, so it turns out, plot twist, he's Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that should be his own character.
Well, and like, look at what they did with the Flash TV show. It took a whole season for them to get to the point where it's like, plot twist, that is actually Barry Allen, just a different version when you tried to defeat so and so. And it ended up creating its own paradox. And it's like, that's a really great way to do it. Like, that makes a ton of sense. But to just like to do that in a movie over like that time span compared to building it up in 40-minute episodes for 10, 15 episodes, that is a totally different beast. And I really don't like the way that DC is forcing multiple different universes all at the same time that aren't connected. Like, they're saying that they have the DC extended universe, and yet you've got the CW shows, you've got the HBO Max shows, and then you have the movies. And yes, some of the shows are interconnected, like Peacemaker is going to be interconnected, which I thought is phenomenal. And this last Suicide Squad movie was absolutely fantastic. But like, there's just places that they need to start taking this universe, and I'm hoping that the Flash isn't just like a soft reboot for the extended universe, that it does kind of redefine like how the multiverse works in the extended universe, but not completely rewrite it.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Man, I don't. Is this supposed to be basically DC's version of Far From Home? I mean, No Way Home. Excuse me. When the
I think
multiverse
so.
starts getting expanded?
I think that, yeah. I think they're basically just going to cross over a bunch of multiverses and kind of build out the rules for their multiverse. And I don't think that it's meant to be so, like, it wasn't like, hey, they're doing No Way Home, we're going to do this. I think it was just kind of a coincidence that all happened at the same time.
Okay. Well, yeah, man, that Flash movie's been in. It's taking forever. What was it? Good 8 years. They have a director. They don't have a director. They're gonna do it. They're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it took way too long for that movie to come out.
And hopefully, is it the right time to do the Flashpoint paradox? Like,
good one.
We don't even know this Flash. Like, who is he? What is he all about? Yeah, we've seen him team up with the Justice League, and we've seen bits and pieces of him in the Snyder Cut, and like where he came from and the hot dog scene and all that. But
I hated that scene. I didn't like it. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, it's a callback to the comics, which I found to be really interesting and whatnot. But still, I completely agree with you. It was not a great scene. Like, he broke the glass when he could have phased right through it. But we don't know that he knows how to phase yet. But at the same time, so you can travel back in time twice, but you can't phase?
Exactly.
What are the rules for this Flash? We need to know that before we get into a Flashpoint paradox, in my opinion.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Blue Lightning, isn't that when he's the fastest?
Yes. And I don't think he ever had Blue Lightning in the comics. That was always reserved for Zoom, Savitar, and the Velocity 9 serum.
Okay.
I don't think Flash has ever had Blue Lightning in the comics.
Does he? Well, okay. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't remember him in the comics, but I know I've heard that when he has Blue Lightning, that's like the fastest speed.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember from the show that he had, or the girl had Blue Lightning after taking, I think it was Velocity 8, 9, or 10.
Oh, yeah.
That
was that season with Dr. Zoom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm trying to send Legion the link. He's the resident DC master of the small YouTuber community.
Oh, okay, perfect. Awesome.
And I, like, don't get me wrong, if they did the Flash completely different, the Blue Lightning would not be a deal breaker for me.
Mm-hmm.
But because the Flash, the way he runs, the awkwardness on screen, the character, or the actor who's playing him, the Blue Lightning just is like that last final straw, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you
But
mean. But you know,
and
see,
then
I agree with you with his character style. Like, he's like goofy and awkward and like not too confident. Like, come on, man, you're kind of killing me with that right there. Because you
for
know,
sure.
in the animated shows and all that stuff, he's got a little bit of courage. You know, not just straight up awkward around girls and all that stuff. Like, come on, man.
100%. And so I do like that. Going back to Black Adam, like this is going to be a really great movie, but they're not going to intertwine Black Adam with Shazam yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that this is going to be a Black Adam movie. And we might see like Fury of the Gods. We'll see Shazam versus that. And then I guess based on what I can't think of the actor who plays Shazam, but based on what he's saying, when Black Adam and Shazam finally meet up, it's probably going to be like Shazam 3 or Black Adam 2. Like that's when it will all kind of come to fruition, and we'll see those two go at it toe to toe, and that it's going to take the whole Shazam family to take down Black Adam, because obviously Black Adam is like all 5 of them combined into one.
Yeah.
And Shazam has kind of split his power amongst his family.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for that though. Let me ask you this though. What if they don't have the Shazam family fight him, and instead it's Superman and Shazam team up?
That'd be really
What would
cool.
you prefer? What would you prefer?
I think I really want it to be Shazam. Shazam for me has been the best movie in the DC extended universe. I love Shazam. I loved every minute of it. There was not a single thing where I was like, you know what, that's such a big flaw that I need to bring it down a point. It wasn't a 10 out of 10, but like for being such an odd character, I love the name.
Oh man, there you go.
For being such an odd character, Shazam was like my dude. Like that was an amazing movie. I loved every second watching that movie.
It was fun.
And yeah, it was such a fun movie to watch.
It knew its audience. They played into their strengths and ignored their weaknesses. It worked out great.
Yeah.
That being said, Black Adam's going to be completely different.
Oh yeah.
Black Adam's about to go hard.
But see, it needs to be different. It needs to be like that anti-hero-esque movie.
It doesn't need to be that at all. It needs to be dictator, dominator, like gives no craps, knows that he is the baddest man on the earth, knows in his mind that he knows what everyone needs, despite what they think they need him to push through it. No lethal protector, none of that stupid crap. It's just, I'm here to help you. You don't know what you need. Like it's going to be beast mode.
Oh yeah,
and, dude! Black Adam is such a great character. Like he's a very unique anti-hero in that sense. Like think Dr. Doom. You can't call him an anti-hero, but you can't really call him a villain anymore. Like you haven't been able to call him a villain for a long time. He's a leader who's trying to help people his way. You know what I mean? Like people are going to die along the way. I mean that is objectionably bad, but for him. It's subjectivity. Like, sometimes people, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet kind of thing. It's, like the people of Kandak where Black Adam are, they live good. He doesn't hurt his people. He just doesn't allow anybody else to come close to his people. It's,
Hey, he rolls with that iron fist.
You got Pierce Brosnan holding the helmet of Naboo talking about, I've been James Bond and I have never seen anything like what we're about to do here. Like,
dude,
that made me so excited for that movie. And I don't know much about Black Adam. I was literally sitting in a parking lot as my daughter's sleeping in the car as I'm watching the trailer, and I'm like, okay, who the hell is Black Adam? Because I've heard of him, and I've like obviously since this movie was first announced, I'm like this like Dwayne the Rock Johnson signed me up, Pierce Brosnan signed me up, like. You have those two on your roster. You can't screw this up. And then I'm watching.
Dude, you have The Rock. That's all you need for anything. Like he makes bad movies fun to watch. Dwayne Johnson is he is still the most electrifying man in entertainment. He got just such a charisma and a presence about him that he's always a joy to watch on film. Even bad movies, you're like, oh, they had The Rock in it. I'll watch it again. But
Yeah,
I honestly,
he brought a new life to Fast and Furious train. The Fast and
he
Furious.
did.
Franchise.
He saved that franchise. That journey to the mysterious island. He saved that franchise.
Mhm.
Like he's such a pleasant guy. Like in anything you see him, he's just like I said. He's got such a positive energy to him. He's such a good-hearted dude that like it shows. You know what I'm saying? You get out of life what you put into life, and he doesn't take away more than he puts in, and it shows. And it really just comes through in his work. But long story short, for Black Adam, he's the champion from the Egyptian times who did not let go of the power. You know, he's just a beast. I see you got that cookie. You want to say hey?
What's up?
Cookie.
How cookies that? That was good.
It's that oatmeal cream pie.
Yo,
100%. Like it's one of those things where everything I saw yesterday made me extremely excited, and except for the choker, like
yeah, that was odd. He was dressed like John Lennon was going to a weird sex club.
Yeah. And I know that he is trans. I know that he's got like his own thing and whatnot. I'm not knocking that. It's just when you're introducing a movie and you're trying to be a jokester, I can't look past your look. Like,
yeah, because you never know if he's actually trying to do a shtick or if he's just being himself.
Yeah.
Because he's like known to be a jokester. So yeah, it was hard to tell what he was going for.
Yeah.
And even if I wasn't even trying to figure out what he was going for, but when I first saw him, I'm like, am I supposed to be figuring out what he's going for? Is he supposed to be making a statement, a joke, or something that I'm missing?
Mm-hmm. 100%.
On like what really got me wanting to jump on here real quick. I'm sitting here supposed to be feeding the kids and hanging out with them while my wife's getting ready for work. But when you asked about is the Flash going to be DC's No Way Home, keep in mind, guys, that the DC Universe's film direction was laid out before 2015 and announced before 2015. This is the second fandom, but the first time they did anything like this was when Kevin Smith did that 2-hour television segment before Legends of Tomorrow Episode 1 ever came out. Yeah. They laid out all these films, including this movie, this specific movie, Flashpoint. It's had some adjustments since, but the Flashpoint story was meant to be done way back then, but it all got canceled, changed around, moved around when the whole thing with first Justice League movie happened, and they had to get rid of, or Snyder had to leave, and they had to bring in Whedon. They brought in Joss Whedon, who was at the time on Marvel payroll, working on the Avengers, and Whedon comes in and looks at a script for a movie that, in its simplest form, is Endgame. 6 years before Endgame, where the bad guy wins, the heroes are left in a world where it just went south, and they have to time travel to go back and fix it. Joss Whedon changed the whole movie. Flashpoint doesn't happen for years. Like, DC's had the multiverse decades before Marvel even wanted to have a multiverse. DC started the multiverse in the 60s. The 60s. This is what DC has done forever. This is their thing. So it's just for me as a huge DC fan, it's one of those unfortunate things where both companies compete to do it first. Marvel got Submariner out there before Aquaman. DC got this person out there before, Deathstroke before Deadpool. That's just part of the competition. We're actually seeing what that competition looks like on the big screen now, where they're racing to get those first concepts out there. They don't want to be the one that looks like they're copying the other guy to the general audience. Right. The Eternals gets rushed out there, but they were working on the New Gods movie 2 years ago that, because of the success of the Snyder Cut, they pulled back on it because they introduced Darkseid, Granny Goodness, Desaad. So like, well, if people like that introduction of the New Gods, we'll wait on this other one for now. But then you get Eternals out there this year, so which is just Marvel's New Gods.
True.
Man, that's true, man. That's badass.
So it's important for me to try to sit there and not get petty and just remember, like, dude, all this content is for all of us if we choose to get it. It doesn't matter who put it out there first, just.
And that's the amazing part is, like, you've got DC and Marvel kind of competing, but at the same time, their competition is our win.
Yes, exactly.
Every time they compete and try to one up each other, the movies only get better. Like,
yep. Yeah, they said that, like, if if Marvel, seeing that Flashpoint was coming, gave them the idea to say, well, let's push an Into the Spider-Verse film out. Well, how are we going to do that quick? Well, the only way we can do it is through animation to get it out fast. And they gave us literally the best animated movie that has ever existed still.
Agreed.
And animated, DC does well.
Yeah, DC's never done Into the Spider-Verse, and that's coming from DC fanboy, you know. But that wasn't.
Well, I mean, they've played with multiverse before, but it was only like 2 universes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've done it a handful of times now. They've done it with Crisis on Infinite Earths, the animated movie, like 13 years ago. They just did it with Justice Society World War II again.
That one was hard. That one was hard to get through for me.
Oh, I'm a huge JSA nut job. I enjoyed it.
I like JSA. It's just I don't know. I think it was the way it was drawn.
Oh, that was the second one with the new animation style with those hard lines and everything.
Yeah.
Like, it almost was like somewhere between like Thin Pencils and Samurai Jack. It was somewhere between those two eras. But I noticed that Injustice is not going to be drawn that same way anymore. I think that
I actually started watching that this morning.
Yeah. I'm waiting.
It's rushed. I heard it's rushed.
I mean, the entire Injustice arc was rushed.
True.
Or at least it felt that way. I mean, like, it felt like they were doing things just to do them when the first arcs came out.
And you refer like I don't video game past Nintendo 64, so I have played Injustice here and there, but I haven't got down to the nitty gritty. I know of the story, you know what I mean, but I didn't experience it. And I never went and picked up the comics. So is this movie supposed to be set?
I think it's more comic based. Okay. I think it's more comic based because from what I've seen already, I mean, they already have more DC characters in it already.
Okay.
From just what I've seen in the first couple minutes, but
and I know that the comics have had stories that took place before and after the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tom Taylor wrote them, and that's like the only thing that he's done that I haven't read.
The weirdest thing for me is the fact that the voices just don't feel like DC yet. Because I don't know, we don't have Bruce Timm, we don't have Conroy.
Well, Conroy hasn't been Batman for most of the stuff in the past, 15 years?
Well, the last time I think I saw him was in Crisis.
Yeah, he steps in once in a blue moon for something now. He's still got the voice.
Every once in a while, I become vengeance.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know how much I've missed because I haven't been able to tune in. But I don't know. I've got high hopes for DC right now because I feel like they're actually going in the right direction.
Yeah, I'll hand it to them. Since they did the shake-up and the change-up at the end of last year and started this year off with the Future State event, you can see that they have a whole different creative direction in their books, in their films, and everything. And it seems like the people that are critical of it have completely shifted to different people that are critical of it. The ones that were are a lot less critical. Their books are light years better than Marvel books. That's not me being a DC fanboy, but just on a level of consistency and good writing and bombastic storytelling and connectivity of your universe.
Well, they've had to buckle down because of they've had to buckle down and pump out epic work now because if they don't, they get bought out by Marvel.
Well, what happened is they did that shift up. This has happened with both companies for a long time. I mean, there's an era where Marvel was only distributing their books through DC. The only way that Marvel books got on shelves was through DC distributing them, and that's why you have titles like Tales to Astonish, Tales to Suspense, and stuff like that, where you have multiple characters in one book because they were only allotted 6 slots on the shelf. So how do we get more than 6 characters out? Well, we have to do shared books. That's just, again, the ebbs and flows of comics through the years. But when DC shrank down to those limited number of titles right when they started Infinite Frontier and started working from the ground up with what was hitting, they've already expanded back to their full line again. And it seems like with these new writers and artists that they brought on while people are leaving for indie and they can't pay as people as much, whatever the reason, when you're fresh and new in the industry, you're coming hard. You're trying to prove yourself, make a name for yourself, and it's showing across their titles.
Look at my stands, 100%. Man. I had to blow them out of the water. I was a very big newcomer, but I'm like, well, might have gamma radiation. We're good.
There you go. What I'm not excited about is the upcoming Hulk run. That's going to be ridiculous.
All right, I'll be honest. I don't got high hopes for Kate's storyline.
Yeah,
But I'm a big Hulk fan, as you know, as we all know. But I will be getting the badass covers.
Oh yeah.
Because even if a storyline is just absolute trash, which, I mean, he does okay stuff, and I feel like there's just going to be a lot of twists involved. But it's going to be weird coming from such a epic Immortal Hulk arc to this. Because
fantastic.
I have not read the last issue, so I don't actually know how it ends.
This changes the game and the status quo of the Hulk. Him and Superman are my all-time two favorite heroes, properly represented in my background. And the Immortal Hulk run was like one of the best run that anyone's touched since like Peter David era. And Donny Cates he's just known, like his shtick is that he brings a self-fueled hype train. The secondary market people love him because the hype train, and they can buy and flip books, and they don't have to read anything to buy books that people are talking about. And Donny Cates doesn't have to write a good story to sell comics. And it's just unfortunate what he does to characters, good, bad, or indifferent. He's going to make your character unrecognizable by the end of it. And the sad thing with Hulk is he's doing it before it starts. He's already strapping him in a unitard, a jetpack, and a Weapon X helmet, and flying him into space like this.
See, I'm going in dark. I didn't even know that.
I had no idea that was happening.
Half of the variants that are coming out. One of the covers for Immortal Hulk 50 was the foreshadow cover.
Oh yeah,
the free comic book. Yeah, the free comic book day book.
Okay, I got that book.
When you read that, it's a little short clip of him busting into AIM to go get the helmet. Like but at the same time, like in my mind, I'm not going to say because it would ruin Immortal Hulk 50, but because of what you find out about the Hulk and what it means for him to exist, that very well could be Donny Cates leaning into him trying to explore that revelation about himself.
Okay.
And he doesn't have to
say the avatar of the anger.
So Hulk 3, we're going to get
bigger. Think a lot
Hulk
bigger.
God.
Gotcha.
I mean, like, Chris, while you're cutting jokes, think bigger. Think a lot. Think bigger. Yeah, a lot bigger than that. What's the biggest thing in the Marvel universe? Period.
So instead of Null, we'll get Hull.
Hulk. Null is chunk. He's. I know they try to roll him in big, but they execute.
So we're talking. He's not
a massive level guy anymore.
So we're talking like Black Winter level or like Galactus level. Like
you're thinking so small still.
Eternal.
You're still thinking small. Like just
wait. Right, I got to read this issue today. Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's an oversized issue, but y'all are all still thinking small. And the only character that you're going to like in the Revelation to is Juggernaut. Y'all know Juggernaut's not a mutant, right? He has
He's got. So what you're saying is that he has some sort of thing similar to the Juggernaut.
He doesn't have an item or thing, but he has a purpose and an unknown intent of why he exists. And that unknown.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is attached to, like, if you could, man, I don't want to give away, but dude, the hairs on my arms are standing up. Look at that.
Dude, you talking about this is giving me goosebumps. Dude, my nipples are freaking hard.
No, you've read it up until this point. You know where they're at. They're at the place below the hell that's exclusive for the Gamma characters. And this whole time we've had the one below all down there and he finally looks that dude in the face and says, "Who are you and why do I exist? Why am I not?"
I smash. I'm assuming it's a little more extensive than that.
The first answer that he gets is, "What do you do?" That's because like the answers aren't direct. They're more meant to make Hulk realize.
Let me ask the group: how many of you have read it?
I'm behind like 10 issues.
I haven't read any of them. I picked up 1 or 2 issues, I want to say, purely out of cover buys. I haven't really read anything Hulk, and I love Al Ewing. I'm glad that
I got a few cigs.
Oh my god, he shows
this
up.
Dude, first appearance of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hey, you see that, guys? That was the gun show.
Damn.
But on
There's
that
Fire
note,
power.
Greatness.
I've got to
Greatness
head
right
out.
there.
So you guys are welcome to stay on. I'll keep the live stream going if you guys want to continue talking.
Well, I'm about to go
Yep.
get these crying kids for my wife. She's a saint and doesn't. She probably heard me in here, and she's just letting them bother her.
Yeah. This was fun. I like hanging out with you guys. This was
Yeah.
tight. I
Hey,
learned a
Metal
lot of new
Force.
stuff today, man. This was cool.
100%. Thank
Rad
you guys for
Hulk
joining.
Dad.
It's been a pleasure.
Message me when we follow each other on Instagram. Message me once you read it, man. I would love to just sit there and fanboy with you in our free
All
time.
right, I'm down. I'm always down to fanboy.
Yeah,
You guys be safe out there.
y'all as well. Y'all
You
take
too.
it easy.
Peace.
Peace. Thanks for watching. As always, #Loungers Unite.